6-year-old to switch Xboxes. We are back for the final stage of Daytona in Xfinity. Joining me surprisingly in the booth is my good buddy and co-admin for the Indy ARCS and iRacing, Alex Simkowski, or otherwise known as Stitch.
How's it going?
Going really good. Let's catch up to our race leader and see who we got going on. COT Tommy leading this race in that number 8 Chevrolet Camaro. Oh, Daytona's a fun track, isn't it, Alex? I saw a lot of cool stuff happen in the trucks, but it is wide open drafting and hope for the best a lot of the times.
Yeah. the nice thing with any of the super speedway plate tracks is exactly what you get. You kind of want somebody on your side, otherwise you can't do it alone, and you're just pushing around the track and hoping you get a run, get around that guy in front of you. You almost just got to time it just right. Reminds us a little bit of the 500. You got to kind of just wait to the right moment to pop out and go for it. Too soon won't get you that win.
Absolutely. Coming to lap 36 of 50. COT Tommy has dominated this race. Probably one of the best restrictor plate racers in ARCS. Currently coming down to Xfinity for this race. Normally Tommy is a tier 1 driver on our Xbox side. We saw our tier 3s earlier. This is our tier 2. So I would call it ARCS to Xfinity. If you want to race with us, visit racearcs.com. Check out everything we've got going on the Xbox side and iRace side. The 54 tries to get around on the outside, gets a little bit of help. See if he can't maybe pull it off, but 2 cars are not as fast as 3. Unfortunately, they're going to have to go back down and try and regain that run. It's good to see Ryan Pennell not having any server issues, running really well in the top 5.
Yeah, anytime you got 3 versus 2, unless that 2-car line is on the bottom side going through the turn, you might be able to go to a side draft and straight away around the track. You might be able to get at least one guy pop out in front of that pack, but around the top side, it's almost impossible to do.
Trying to double check. Oh, it is the 92 is Glixen. Had a good race in the trucks. Came up a little short, didn't make the top 5, but sitting in second place right now, which unfortunately with only 5 cars in his main pack, like you touched base on, Alex, 2 cars are definitely not going to be as fast as 3. So getting a pass is going to be very hard unless the leader goes up the block and somebody calls his fake. COT Tommy, like I mentioned earlier, one of the best restrictor plate racers in the business. And then when he's not restrictor plate racing, he's probably one of the best fuel savers in the business. Lap 38 of 59 underway. COT Tommy still leading this race.
Yeah, if you're COT Tommy right now, you're kind of driving, honestly looking in your mirrors, seeing what they're doing behind you. Kind of just want to keep those bumpers together. If somebody pivots out, you might see them pop out a little bit. Not necessarily blocking, but just trying to stay up front. I mean, he knows what the guys behind him are going to go to do towards the end of the stage here, on the race rather, but we'll just have to keep an eye on and see what happens here with everybody else behind him. The three back markers there in this group could team up and work together as well. I mean, it'll get dicey when we start getting towards the end of this race, I'm sure.
Definitely a lot of very talented drivers. You've got 3 Cup standouts sitting in the top 5, COT Tommy, Riley, and Ryan Pennell. But Glixen is no slouch when it comes, and your Graham's definitely making a huge impact in his first season in Xfinity in that 36 machine. It'll be really interesting to see how this top 5 shuffles around as we get closer to the finish. 11 laps remaining Here in a minute, I'm going to try and get fuel windows for you guys. In the trucks, we saw a fuel saving race, which is something you never see at a restrictor plate, but it happened and it worked out for those 4 in fuel saving mode. But can we see a fight to the finish, or will it turn into another fuel save race? Only time will tell. Unfortunately, not a lot of action going on. They are staying single file, Alex. Looks like these guys are just trying to get away from that other pack. High draft is on, so these cars are moving.
Yeah, and if you're in that backpack, you're hoping for a caution. The problem is you don't want to be a part of that caution just to get back up to the front. Late caution will definitely change this out towards the end here, though. So racing, especially at Daytona, you never know what can happen. You know, and like I said, a late caution here restacks the field, and at that point, it's anybody's shot, and everyone's going to go.
Right now, it's looking pretty clean. Drivers kind of staying single file for the moment. You know, the old saying goes, and especially since, you know, me and you are IndyCar racers, we know better than anybody. It doesn't matter if you're the front all race long. It's who's in front at the end. And me and you both always have that strategy. We do not want to be leading when it comes to go. We want to be in second or third so we can try and get the run to pull around. And that's what a lot of these drivers are probably looking for. They're definitely going to hang tight, wait to make their move, and set it up and try and get it towards the end of this race. Right now, leading laps really doesn't get them anything besides bragging rights right now, Alex.
Correct. And yeah, in a super speedway type of scenario, you don't have the ability to break draft and try to pull away necessarily from guys behind you. On any track, you're flat-footed. You just got to stay in it. If you're up front like Tommy right now, you're kind of praying a little bit, hoping he doesn't get tagged and turned, and also that he can keep the guys behind him that he needs to. You know, but yeah, on a track that you have to drive a little bit more, you could, if you're Tommy, you could try to separate the gap, start pulling away, break draft. But like I said, here at Daytona, never happened.
Especially here at ARCS, we run high draft at super speedways. So these guys are booking it at over 197, 198 mile an hour. These guys are flying. 7 laps remain. 2 more laps, and that late race caution will no longer be a factor. So it's going to be these 5 drivers probably battling for a lead unless something happens in these next 2 laps, but I don't see it happening. That other backpack you can see in the back of the screen looks to be doing the same thing, running single file, not really doing much besides trying to catch up. Unfortunately, the deficit just keeps increasing. 2 laps ago, they were 4.4 seconds behind that back. Now they are up to 5.3, so they are losing ground quick.
Yeah, and you see now Glickson's starting to try to see to that inside. See if he can just squeeze Tommy up a little bit. And you would think most likely the line behind him will go with Glickson. If that happens, that will be interesting. And Tommy will have a few choice words in that cockpit, I'm sure.
Definitely doing everything you can just to hang on right now. The rest of the pack, nose to tail, putting on a clinic. If you look, these 5 are just seamless through. And then up towards the back, like, you know, you saw in the back of the screen, that other pack back there shuffling around, not really staying in formation, which is killing their speed. So these guys are now crossing the start-finish, or just past start-finish line. It is 5 laps remaining. Cautions are off. So it is pedal to the metal, boys. We're going to bring it home under green flag conditions as they come up to a lap car.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if he came down to pit or had an issue that we didn't see, maybe.
Looks like he's going to try and stay on the high side to let those guys by, not causing any kind of hindrance. So good track etiquette for that lap car. Deplorable Me in the chat says, Alex in the booth. Yep, surprise visit by my buddy Stitch.
I'm glad to be here. Had a late night working and saw you guys around, so here I am. And also, give a shout out to DP. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday indeed. The big 3-1. It only gets worse. Trust me, we're all pushing the 30 club here. Unfortunately, man, we got a lot of young and old talent in this race tonight. COT Tommy still leading this race. 4 laps remaining. Glixen and Grams definitely starting to play around a little bit. And with that lap car being in the back, pushing, he could be a factor in helping determine what line may be proficient as we get towards the end of this race. Probably about another 2 laps of single file, and then you're going to start seeing drivers start making the moves.
Well, absolutely. Now, if you get the 2 cars in front of the lapper there to pop out, and he goes with them, you got 2-3 car lines. Little side drafting. It could get interesting coming to the line.
COT Tommy still leading this race. Blitzen in second. Young Grams in third. Riley in fourth. Ryan Pinnell fifth. Great racing so far. Glad I was able to get everything hooked back up and rocking and rolling after a little bit of technical difficulties with the Yale Xbox. But it looks like we've got 2 wide. We've got a line prevailing. If Glixen can move down, he could be our new race leader. Him and Grams both get down, unfortunately leaving Briley out to dry. Briley may be able to squeeze back in front of Ryan. COT Tommy now drops down to third. Ryan Pinnell still sitting patiently back there in fifth.
I don't think that's going to be the last pass we see before the end of this one.
The white flag is out, so Glixen leading the charge. He's going to go into blocking mode. This camera angle stinks because that Daytona side is blocking everything. Going to go into turn 3. We're going to see a drag race here. Graham's doing everything he can to push the 92. The 54 is pushing the 8. Here we come up to the front stretch. Not sure who ended up getting it. I will get you that information in just a second. Checker flag flies. We know Glixen ended up winning. So congratulations to the number 92 of Glixen. Grams got second. COT Tommy third. Briley fourth. Ryan Pinnell fifth. Little Gorgon sixth. Nifty Agenda 7th, Jacket FND 8th, Your Daddy All Day 9th, Boiled Ice in 10th. Give us just a few moments and we will be right back with our ARCS Racing Network podium. We are live back from our ARCS Racing Network podium. I am standing by with our third place finisher, COT Tommy, one of the best restrictor plate racers in the game. But tonight, got ganged up on by a couple of young bloods. So that's I know that third place is nothing to be hang your hat at. You definitely had a great car, but you got to give it to the talent here at ARCS 2 this year.
Oh yeah, I mean they did a great job. Glixon and Boyle. I'm sorry, Glixon and who was it?
Your Grams.
Your Grimes, right? Yeah, they did a great job there, going around me on the outside. I thought if I had one car stay with me, I would have been able to hold them off, but kind of just got hung out to dry there and tried to make it interesting on that last lap for the lead. So it was a good race. Got one stage win, finished second in the other one. Wish you guys would have been able to see stage one and stage two because they were pretty much photo finishes. It was awesome. But plate racing, things happen. It was fun.
Definitely a lot of fun, and it's always a pleasure to have you come down and run with these ARCS 2 and ARCS 3 guys. So congratulations on a second or third place finish. Hopefully this carry the momentum into TNT and an A squared the rest of the week. So hopefully we'll see you in the podium yet again.
Yeah, definitely hoping to bring this momentum into Daytona this week, but TNT goes to Martinsville, so not much to learn.
Good old Martinsville. Standing by with our second place driver is my good buddy Alex Simkowski with Ya Grams.
So, yeah, Grams, what was going through your head at the end of that race, that last few laps there, following COT, watching them lead pretty much that whole stage? What were you thinking? What did you need to do to get up a little bit further?
I mean, to be honest, when the 8 and the 54 pulled out, I was just along for the ride behind Gavin. But it was a very, very fun race. Usually, I'm watching the streams at this time, not racing it, so it was pretty fun. And I feel like if the 8 didn't pull out so quick, I could have jumped up there with them and maybe got to the win. But it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been there. Plate racing is it almost I don't know how to describe it. It's almost difficult to really put a finger on what's going to happen at the end of any race because literally anything is possible. But absolute good run, good podium, and hopefully we'll see you up here again.
Thank you.
Now to our race winner. All season long in season one, I called him the newcomer Glixon. But now, Gavin, my buddy, you have become a stable here in ARCS, collecting yet another win here in ARCS 2. You are definitely going to be a threat when you get up to tier 1, but you are definitely showing everybody what you're made of, especially here under the lights at Daytona. Tell me about what was going through your mind at the very end of that race.
Well, towards the last stint there, the plan was we were going to just after the split between the top 5 and the bottom 6, we planned to just push as hard as we could to try to pull the gap even farther away from those guys behind us, and then we get down to about 3 laps to go. I wanted to start making my moves, and we tried to get under the 8 there a little bit, but there was no way that's going to happen. He was holding his line really, really good, so we decided to take a run there and try to build something and hope that we got a lot of guys to come with us. And I think we had literally 4 people come with us on the high side, and then we decided to duck down as soon as we got some help in between us and the 8, and managed to take it from there and come home and win here at Daytona, which I'm kind of upset I didn't have a chance in the truck race. So I'm glad we could come back out here and win, and hopefully we can carry this momentum we've had for the past couple of weeks into the races we got later this week.
Definitely, and congratulations yet again on another win. Not only just a few weeks ago, collecting your first ever TNT win as a sub, and now coming in and winning your respected tier. So definitely a good way to end basically preseason, because we hit the playoffs starting next week in both ARCS 2 and ARCS 3. That'll be it for our show. We appreciate everybody tuning in. If you like what you saw on the Trucks and Cup and you want to run on our Xbox side, or sorry, Trucks and Xfinity, visit racearcs.com. Check out everything we got going on, an explanation of our tier systems, how to get into ARCS 3, our trucks, then move up into ARCS 2, and then to the Covenant TNT. If you're on iRacing, check us out. We've got so much still going on. Season 3 of Trucks starts in September for iRacing on Saturdays. We've got dirt late models on Mondays. Coming 2022, Cup and Trucks Saturday and Sunday. Modifieds, dirt late models, street stocks on Mondays, and IndyCar. Yes, IndyCar ARCS is venturing into open wheel for the first time in 2022. Catch us at racearcs.com and ARCS Racing Network for all your Alliance Racing Championship